Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. All right. Happy Thursday. Wow, is this the second or third Thursday of 2024? We're over halfway through the first month of the new year. That's just crazy. Yeah. All right. So let me check a couple things. I think we're in good shape. It's almost like I'm learning how to do this better now. Yeah, I think so. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This will be fun. Earlier today, I came across and wrote up this project called the RA4M1 Nano from a person named David Johnson-Davies. He has a blog called Technobloggy, and I've actually written up other projects from them before. But this project was taking the new, which was announced in March of last year, Uno R4 Minima, which is based on a Renesas 32-bit chip that is 5-volt compatible, and creating a Nano compatible version of the Uno R4. In fact, he did such a great job with it that from a software perspective, it is a direct, like, one-to-one. There's only a handful of things that are like the hardware. There's a couple of design changes he made, which are really minimal in the grand scheme of things. The only real exception is that there's no A0 or analog 0, and there's no analog 6 or 7, which is on the Nano form factor, the newer Nano form factor. But instead he put A0 where A7 is, and there's only 5 inputs because the R4 only has 5 inputs. So anyway, and then there's like a couple other minor things that are like not even worth mentioning. Anyway, the thing that was upsetting to me is, and actually I'll show you real quick. This is what his website looks like, Technobloggy. He has lots of cool projects, totally worth a follow. Anyway, he did provide the design files, but they're only in Eagle. And that made me sad. So I thought, why don't we convert this from Eagle to KiCad so that it can be more usable by lots more people. Also, he did a 2-layer board, and I kind of want to make a 4-layer board at some point and then do like a power supply comparison, even though I guess this is using a linear supply, so it probably won't matter. Hey, Squire, how you doing? Good to see you. And Sam or Silent. So was this done with Fusion 360 integration? I actually don't know what they used. In fact, what we'll do is let's go look at. I was going to look at the file and see if it says. So it's Eagle 760, and I don't know if that was a standalone version. Looks like it was. Yeah, so it looks like it was done with the standalone version. However, I don't have the standalone version because I have an Eagle license from before version 6. I don't even remember. I think I can apply it to version 6, but I got like the there was a version that was one step above what I guess they call the maker version or something. I don't know. I remember. Anyway, what I was able to do is I did open it in Fusion 360, which I thought was at least helpful because I've already imported this into KiCad once, and it has a ton of DRC errors and a couple other things that I don't know. So this is nice because we'll actually be able to use Fusion 360 to at least look at the file, if I can remember how to do anything in here. But that's not the point of this stream. I wonder, is there a way to... Does this put this back into the same frame? I separated these earlier so I could take the screenshot. Okay, so that's the project files. What I've done is I have actually forked it. You know what I couldn't figure out earlier? How do you view forks? Because when I went to my repositories, it wasn't here. Wait. There. Okay, now I got it. Yeah, so I've already forked it, and then we're going to create the KiCad version. So let's see. Let's close this because that's a scratch. We'll call that a scratch project. And then we got to go to where are we at? Projects Nano R4. Okay. So what I want to do now is go into KiCad, and I want to do an import non-KiCad project, and we're going to import Eagle. And then I don't want the desktop one. That's the one I was playing around with. We're going to yeah. What am I looking for? Projects. RA4M1 Nano. I want to create a new folder called KiCad files. All right, and we're going to open that. And now we're going to watch the magic of the KiCad file importer. Are we? Oh. Wait. Oh. Okay. That was open the files. Now we're going to save the files. Oh, that was good. That was really good. Did that work? I don't know if that worked the first time. Oh well, you get 2 face palms for the price of 1. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is importing the layers. And so this makes sense to me because these are the Eagle layers. These are the KiCad layers. And I'm lazy, so I'm just going to click Auto Match Layers and see. So we get the fab layers and let's see. The mask, the paste. Interesting. I wonder what the difference between stop and finish are. You know what? I've looked that up before, and I don't remember what it is. Values, which is also going on the fab. Names in place are silk screens. Dimension, unrouted bottom and top. I wonder why those have stars on them. See, this is also interesting. This has silk bottom and top. Okay. You know what? I wonder about this because this has silk top, silk bottom, silk top, silk bottom. So let's go look at the Fusion file and make sure. I wonder if those are like old names from like really old versions of Eagle. So let's just do T names. All right. And then, but see, no, names are not what I'm looking for. I want to do bottom values, bottom names. Okay, how do we, wonder how you could view just one layer. One thing I know that he did is the bottom of, okay, you know what? I got it. Okay, you know, let's not get bogged down because I did this before and it actually looked okay. I'm just going to say okay. And I want to see what this looks like. Ignoring a wire since Eagle milling was not mapped. Okay. So we need to figure out what I'm just going to screenshot that because I don't know what that means. Oh, I could have just copied it. Okay. Let's just do an Alt-3 at this point and see. Okay, so this is all I was really worried about is whether or not the silk for the pins were going to come through, and it looks like, excuse me, looks like it did. And then I see a reset silk over here. This silk is looking okay. That's for the LEDs, or maybe those are diodes. I'm just assuming they're LEDs for some reason. So I would actually, it does look like this imported okay. I'm not sure why these are purple. We'll have to figure out what those are in the footprints. But that, I mean, overall, I think that looks like an okay import. So I am going to hit B to fill in the zones. And we do get 2 unrouted rat's nest. But even more alarming when I did this before is when I ran DRC, there's a ton of clearance problems. And so if we go, oh, you know what I wanted to look at before I did that? Unconnected are, looks like there's some copper. Okay, so this is a copper, probably a copper, there's probably an island, or what Eagle would call an orphan. And then missing connection here, this could be another issue. But what I wanted to look at is in the constraints, does this have reasonable constraints? No, it doesn't. Like, your minimum track width should never be 0 in the constraint setup. If we look at our net classes, these look okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I want to save this, and I want to open up the, oh, did we only get the PCB file so far? I might have done this wrong. I might have opened up. Yeah, I think I did this wrong. I think you're supposed to open the schematic first. That's weird. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do this over. I messed up something. Something's wrong. I don't like where any of this is going. I think I opened up the PCB file, and I should have clicked on the schematic, because I think that causes KiCad to do them both. So we're just going to kill this. And then reload KiCad. Do import Eagle project. Import Eagle project files. So I'm going to click on schematic. And we're going to place the destination into KiCad files. Okay, this looks more correct this time. And now we should get the same import box that we got last time. And I'm just going to go auto match and click OK. If the zones on this board are refilled using copper edge clearance setting are refilled, the copper edge clearance setting will be used. This may result in different fills from previous. Oh, yeah, fine. And then this is the still same problem as before. We'll hit a B. And we'll still have 2 unrouted, which is fine. So I'm going to close this for now. And there's no schematic file. What? I did this before and it worked fine. What in the heck? Actually, what's going on right here? Why is this? Oh, don't tell me this is a Windows thing. Oh my God. Windows. The schematic editor was off my current, it was off the desktop because before I stream, I changed my resolution from 4K to 1080. And the schematic file doesn't get created until you save. That was dumb. So, and it still won't come back. Whatever. Oh, I get what's going on. Shoot. There we go. I hate Windows. Okay, cool. So, also, just note, in here, ERC is super pissed. Doesn't this look familiar? Warning, similar pin is off wire grid. Huh, imagine that. All right, so we got those imported. The next thing I wanted to grab was a GitHub git ignore KiCad. And we'll do a raw one of these. And then this way we can come into here and we're going to do a new file, new document, git ignore, change it. Yep. Okay. And I'm actually going to commit that into the repo because I'm tired of coming across KiCad projects where people are letting like the backup files get imported. So, all right. What? Okay. So let's go to our Git tool and do a initial commit. So these are the footprints. Okay. These two files we can ignore. The worksheet we probably will keep. Backups, we can ignore everything in that folder. Symbol mod. Okay, these are in the pretty directory. Symbol table we can ignore. These should be in the ignore file already. I wonder why they're not. All right, so we're going to just had a thought. We should replace these with yeah, sorry Jeremiah, I turn off the DVR feature because people get confused and try to chat with me in the past. So there is a live playlist, and so after the stream this will show up in the playlist, the Atoms live playlist. So I'm having this brief thought that what we ought to do is not commit the packages, because we should actually, I'm thinking about just converting those into, okay, we're just going to do it. Might as well. Hey GB, long time no see. How you doing? Yeah, they're not big files, so even if we delete them, the repo isn't going to go like crazy. So initial commit after running import tool in KiCad 7. All right, let's commit that. I mean, up to this point, the only thing we've done is file import KiCad or file import Eagle project. We haven't really done anything yet. Okay, so I think normally what I would want to do is start with the schematic and change the and fix the ERC problems, but I'm really bothered by the PCB not having proper constraints set up. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to import constraints for OshPark. I think I have 4-layer OshPark constraints. 2-layer. This is only 2-layer. So I will do board layers, defaults. Actually, come to think of it, we're just going to do these two, the board layer and design rules. Yeah. And I'm going to import from a super secret project that I'm calling, where's it at? What did I call it? KiCad PCB constraints, OshPark 4-layer, and import those. So by the way, in the board setup file, there is this button, import settings from another board. What's really funny to me, I used to see this when I was in the KiCad Discord, and I see it in the forum, and I see it on Reddit. All the time, people are like, is there a script that will let you apply settings from another board, constraints from one board into the current board? And it's like, yeah, there's a button in the dialog that does exactly that. So, Great Britain checking in. Yeah, I think I see where you're coming from on that one. And you know what? I just realized I did the 4-layer board, didn't I? Because I keep thinking I want to make a 4-layer version of this, and so I got. So let's do that again. So I want to go into board constraint. Go into board constraints. Let's go to import settings from another board. I want to get the stack up and the design rules, but I want these from the 2-layer board. Okay, we'll import that. That's better. Now I see signal. All of this looks good. That's all good. Good. These are the minimums based on what OshPark can do. And then I'm going to save this, and we're going to commit that. All right, lock files we can add to the ignore. And then we'll stage those. And this is OshPark 2-layer constraints. Add it. Okay. So now let's run DRC and see what happens. Okay, so we're still in a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to zoom in and then click on this again. Oh, that's a warning. I don't care about warnings at the moment. So here is a violation of some form. Okay, you know what? Let's turn off. Let me do this. Let's unselect everything, and I only want the zones. And so if we edit this zone, clearance should be, shoot, what is the, I don't even know what the number is. I'm going to set these to slightly bigger than the constraints. So we're, okay, well, 6 mil. Yeah, never mind. We'll do 6 mil. I'm not going to make it 8 mil. All right, so clearance should be 6 mil. Minimum width should be 6 mil. Thermal reliefs we'll leave alone. I'm okay with that. And then I want to click over here, click and hold, and I want to get the back zone. Let's edit that. 8 and 4. I'll leave it at 8. Okay. I'm going to make the top one 8 and 6 as well. I like that. Okay. Let's refill those and see what we get now. We get more. Nice. Okay. So what is this mad about? Let's do tracks, and then I'm going to use the interactive router and see if we can't find. Is this, that zone is ground. That trace, why is there a trace there? Interesting. So they have a ground pour on the top, but then they drew traces. I don't know if that's an eagle thing or if that's how this person did their project. That's weird. Clearance rule. Rule class 00. What is this? Rule class 00, clearance 6, actual 3. I don't know that I've seen that before. I don't know what that is. Except, yeah, that trace definitely looks like it shouldn't be there. This might be more problematic than I realized. Because what is this one complaining about now? Rule class 00. I don't know what rule class 00 means. Oh, what is this? Nice. 195. Holy cow. Okay. Let me start over first because I see where that rule is coming from. There was a custom rule defined. So if we run DRC now, we have over 200 violations. Okay. I just thought of something. What is the default net class set to? Clearance of 8 mils. So that should be fine. And a track width of basically 8 mils. So that should be fine. Right? Because our clearance is 6 and 6. All right. I'm going to turn off DRC warnings for the moment because I really don't want to see those. Okay. Man. I'm curious now if does this what is the there isn't I don't have a DRC rule. Okay. All right, so that's useless. Man. Footprint has malformed courtyard, no shape. Gosh. What is this one? Default net class clearance. I mean, the thing is, there's no reason for this to be there. Rear solder mask, aperture, bridges. Okay. I'm actually going to cancel. Yeah, actually, you know what? Thanks, Squire. I wanted to actually look. So it looks like in their design, they did run ground everywhere. What I'm... do you still have to press the rat's nest button for eagle here, this eagle to fill in? I'm looking to see how do you fill in polygons, because in the standalone version you have to do you have to run the rat's nest command to cause that to happen. I don't see that here. So how do you selection filter? Man, that's a great idea. Every program should have that. Okay. Refill polygon pores. Because what I'm just not realizing is so in the Eagle file, I see the polygon pore right here for ground. Right? So this is around pins 3, 4, and 5, and there's ground traces. Okay, that's fine. But I think I think KiCad is actually it's actually filling in grounds where the original file doesn't have them. Oh, what is this? Wait a minute. How many zones are there? Okay, I want to do this where all I'm going to look at are the, I just want to look at the zones. So okay, so this is a zone. And so maybe these aren't traces? No. Yeah, that is. Okay, so it's still the same thing. They have a trace, and then behind the trace is a zone. Ugh, that's going to be a mess. Hey, Francois. I'm going to ignore that. I'm ignoring that. All right, so it looks like there's two zones on the front. I see this one and this one. And so now if I look on the back, it looks like there's only the one, and we've already fixed that one. Okay, let me turn everything back on. Okay. And run DRC again. Yeah, it's not cleaning anything up. So what is this mad about now? I guess what I don't understand is why did they run traces where there's already a zone? Because that I don't know how that works in Eagle, but in KiCad that kind of messes up the clearance settings from the zone, because the zone doesn't take existing traces into account. Okay, I'm also going to relax the board constraint. You know what? Hold on. Before I delete these traces, because what I'm struggling with, and I apologize because I'm going back and forth in my mind, is I don't want to modify the design more than I need to in order to have it be a proper import, because that kind of otherwise it's kind of like, otherwise it's a different design. Okay. Okay, so what I realized is our board constraint clearance was 6 mils, and our trace constraint clearance or the default net class for traces was 8 mil. And so that's why we had over almost 150 violations. Now we've got a little bit more realistic yeah. Yeah, it just really bothers me that, oh, you know what? Then that's probably going to create a disconnect. Yeah. Whoops. That should be 6 and I'm just going, I normally like to have more margin in this, but I have a feeling that's not going to work out. All right. Like, what's going on here? That's shoot. Man, is Osh Park really 6 mil? I thought it was 4. Oh, if you want to draw it on a breadboard. Yeah. KiCad, which I think is from Autodesk. I think it has a breadboard mode. Okay, yeah, so 2 layer is 6 mil. 4 layers 5. Okay. But, oh, I see. Yeah, that does cause a minor violation. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, my biggest complaint about fritzing is that they charge you to download the binary. I think that's ridiculous. KiCad from AutoCAD, I don't know. I mean, it's free in terms of cost, but you know, I don't know. I can't in good conscience ever recommend fritzing for any reason whatsoever. I think based on their ridiculous notion of what open source is, I would never trust any of my work in their file formats. Okay. This is a bummer, because the only way to really do this is I've got to redraw a bunch of stuff. I'm not entirely certain what to do here. The only other thought I have at the moment is I am going to try this just because this is a total mess. Maybe if we do constraints for their 4-layer service, we can get a more functional board. Yeah. It's still just okay. Shucks. Yeah. I guess I didn't think about that from a Linux perspective, that there's probably package managers with it. So, okay. All right. This is a bummer. I was hoping this would be a lot simpler. Like, I didn't expect there to be significant design problems. So I expected this to be in a little bit better shape. So I'll tell you what, let's look at the schematic for a few minutes. I kind of want to get an idea of what else. I mean, this is a weird situation because I don't plan to use this board or make this board. So I don't want to make the changes necessary to make this work. Wow, none of the pins are connected. Okay. Wow. Oh, those are literally pins not connected. Jeez. Like, who cares? Oh, yeah, because they're off the grid. That's funny. Okay. It is interesting to me that the importer imported things like this, and yeah, the grid is incompatible. Okay. So this is the first time I've really tried to import a big project from Eagle into KiCad, and I didn't realize how unusable the files come in as. Like, this is suitable to look at the files, but it's not usable. That's a bummer. I thought it worked better than this. Where's the symbol at? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's where I'm stuck. If I was going to use this, or if this was my own project, I would be willing to put the time into making this a functional conversion, but it's not. And I don't want to maintain this after it's done. So, okay. I'll go ahead and close that because I don't need that open anymore. All right. Well, I apologize, but we're not going to do what I thought we would do. This is just not. This is way more work than I think makes sense to try and to get through. Yeah. So, all right, short stream tonight. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna call this because this is not how I thought this was gonna work out. So, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Apologize that it's short stream, but yeah. So, all right. Take care. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.